Welcome back. Let's move on to the next mission.
A month passes since the Wolfpack's last offensive into France. As part of Winston Churchill's Operation Shingle, the Allied forces attempt an amphibious landing in Anzio, Italy, but they suffer heavy losses from a German counterattack as they attempt to move further inland. During this time, the Wolfpack is stationed in Britain, awaiting their orders and gathering information for the Allied intelligence network. Meanwhile, Second Lieutenant Colonel Louis Canton, a Wolfpack agent who's been working closely with the Resistance, has been tracking the Needle's movements for weeks. On February 13, 1944, the Wolfpack receives a telegram from Louis with urgent information regarding the Needle. Allied intelligence has discovered the Needle's location. Louis's telegram informs them he was last seen hiding out in a hotel near Le Havre in northwestern France. Upon receiving this update, the Wolfpack immediately leaves for Portsmouth to depart for France that same night.
Are you all right?
Huh? Oh, hi, Cordelia. Sorry, I didn't hear you there.
That's all right. What were you thinking about?
The war, the Germans. I mean, they're resurrecting the dead, making a bomb that can turn a city into ashes. What's next? They'll do anything to win.
Not all Germans are evil, you know. Hitler and his lot might be, but there are good Germans too. You shouldn't forget that.
Good Germans? Hitler may be the one giving the orders, but who are the ones carrying them out? It's the good Germans killing people, not Hitler.
I know what you're trying to say, but not all Germans are like that. Some of them are against the war.
How would you know?
I know because my father was German.
What?
My family lived in Berlin before the war.
Wait, so that means you're German?
Well, half German and half British. My mother met my father when she was studying in Germany. They got married and settled down there. After I was born, they found out I had a special gift. I considered it a curse, but my parents loved me all the same. They were kind people, both of them.
A special gift, huh? That's... Wait a second, how did you end up in Britain?
My father worked in a military research institute, but he was very vocal about his opposition to the war. One day, some men in black came to our house and took him away. He came home 2 weeks later, in a casket. The officers said he took his own life, but my mother and I knew the truth. They had tortured him to death. It wasn't long before the Gestapo began to take an interest in me. They had somehow learned about my abilities. My mother and I knew we had to leave Germany and move to Britain. We managed to slip past our surveillance and find our way into France, but as we were about to cross the Strait of Dover, they caught up to us and killed my mother. They captured me, but while they were bringing me back to Germany, Lieutenant Colonel Gallant and the Wolf Pack rescued me. They've been my family for the past 5 years now.
Cordelia, I had no idea. But after all that, how can you defend the Germans? They murdered your parents.
No, the Nazis murdered them. But not all Germans are Nazis. Don't you get it? There are a lot of Germans who are against the war. When my mother and I were fleeing, the only reason we made it out of the country was because kind Germans fed us, sheltered us, and helped us hide.
Well, maybe it's different because you lived there. I mean, you may be right. But after my parents and Alicia, I just can't forgive them. I can't forget what happened.
My father was a German, and he wasn't a Nazi. And you don't see me fighting for them, do you? I don't kill innocent people. I'm not a murderer. Please, you can't hate an entire country.
How do you expect me not to? They killed the ones I loved. I can still hear them, Cordelia. I can still hear them scream.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
As you know, team, our mission is to capture the Needle. Our intelligence agents have been working with the Resistance, and together they've managed to locate his whereabouts. For the past few weeks, he's been scouting the coastal area between Normandy and Calais. At present, he's hiding in a hotel near Le Havre. Our sources say most of the German garrison stationed there was reassigned to Paris last week. So defenses will be light, but we shouldn't let our guard down. 0 hour is at 0530 February 14th. Get yourselves ready. We'll begin moving ashore in 1 hour.
Okay, 10 people. We can bring everyone.
Welcome. I am Agent Gilbert, leader of the Resistance in this region.
Lieutenant Colonel Gallant, British Special Forces.
The Needle hasn't left his room in days. My men have been keeping a close watch on him.
Lead us to him, Agent Gilbert.
Looks like we walked right into a trap.
Well, well, what do we have here? We've been expecting you, my friend. You haven't come all this way to capture the Needle, have you?
You're that officer from the Gestapo headquarters.
I may have underestimated you before, but this time, you won't be so lucky. You're trapped here.
Don't worry, we won't be the ones needing an escape route.
How amusing. But there are only 10 of you against my entire battalion and armored vehicles. You don't stand a chance.
Your overconfidence will be your undoing. You saw what we did to your units the last time we met.
How disappointing. I was hoping to hear some begging this morning, but instead, you seem to be in a hurry to die.
Spread out.
Alright, ambushed and outnumbered as usual. Wonderful. Let's see what we have here. A lot of enemies. 2 vehicles. Luckily not tanks. And we have Alexander. Supposedly, if you can hit him before a scene occurs, I mean, if you hit him early on, if you are able to, you see a special event. But I have never been able to do it. He's really far away. I hate it when vehicles start going away from me. Come on, come closer to me.
Sorry I'm late, sir. You blokes start without me?
Who's that? Is he on our side?
That's Second Lieutenant Colonel Lewis Canton. He's been leading our counterintelligence network.
Lewis, get on their flank!
Right.
Damn it! Shoot that rat down!
Alright, that's Lewis. He will eventually be part of our main party. He is pretty high level, so you don't have to worry too much about him dying, but he does not have the auto restoration skill equipped on him. So if his HP goes down all the way, he dies. It's game over. He's holding the very first shotgun. Shotguns are really rare, and we are not going to be able to keep him after this mission. So we want to take that shotgun from him. So have him join up with our group and use a little trick to get his shotgun off him.
hide from me.
Why is he running away?
How did I lose to these wretches again? Ghost warriors, attack!
Great. There are already a lot of them, and there's now a lot, even more of them. Alright, let's have Lewis rejoin the others.
I congratulate you for your efforts today, my friends. But don't confuse this with true victory. You're still far from safe. You're wasting your time, humans. Your puny weapons will not hurt me.
Blimey, did he just... My God, sir, I'd say we're as good as dead.
What's happening to me? My body's burning up again.
We're out of options, Jim. He's Blood Clan.
I know, Frank. I guess this is it.
What do you mean? Are we just giving up, sir?
Stand back, lads. I'll take it from here. Cordelia, cover me.
Yes, sir.
I guess the old-timer wants to be next.
Enjoy your last breath, monster. Today you die.
What? Laura.
Werewolf!
God! Yeah! He's a monster! He's a monster!
What the hell's going on? Bloody hell!
Take a close look. Now you know why our little unit's such a secret. Every one of us in the Wolfpack has a special ability, and it's nothing you should be scared of. Jim was waiting for the right opportunity to tell you all this.
I don't believe this is happening. This can't be.
You may be strong, bloodsucker, but you're no match for me. Cordelia!
Aha, take that, Alexander. Finally, the wolf form. Very good. Everything, every status increase for Keith, and I suddenly forgot his name. But yeah, the one who just transformed. Better power, more HP, faster speed. They're like boss killers, basically. They use MS every turn on everyone's turn, so they don't last forever. So make good use of it whenever you can. Vehicles. I only brought 2. I didn't bring any ammo for bazookas, so I only have 2 shots. I have to make them count. Although the werewolf can take out tanks and vehicles using only their hands, it's actually a very powerful attack. Yeah, look at that range of movement. Take him out. Luckily, since Alexander just got old, we don't have to fight him for this mission. Making me use another item.
Escape.
Uh-oh, this is not good. Not good. Alright, let's use this. Panzerfaust 60. Let's take a gamble. Two items left. Yes. Excellent. That. Alright. To get his weapon, have Lewis pick up as many weapons as he can, so he'll fill out to the max. Right, next turn. Runs in. There. Too many weapons. Now let's exchange it with his shotgun. Okay. See where he's looking? The soldier to Lewis's left. That's who has the shotgun. Make sure to pick it up. Take that. I wanted Herbert to finish it off. Alright, let's end it for shit. And that's mission 5.
I bet you lads weren't expecting to see that today, now were you?
Are you still Lieutenant Colonel Gallant?
Yeah, it's me. I'm impressed. I thought you'd be terrified.
Sir, I mean, are you human?
No, I'm a werewolf. Keith and I are from the Fang clan in Scotland.
This can't be real.
We're very real, Corporal, and we're a lot older than you think, by at least a few hundred years. Keith and I have been fighting the Blood Clan for centuries now.
What? Is everyone here a werewolf? Or is it just you and Lieutenant Miller?
Frank's not, but he has other powers. Our little Cordelia here is a fire starter, and Herbert is a reanimator. The Wolf Pack was specially formed to counter enemies that are beyond human. Only Churchill and a few other top officials are aware of our unit.
Then why were Jude and I assigned to your team? There's nothing special about us.
Not true. You don't have all your powers yet, but they'll be appearing soon. I saw you get that adrenaline rush in battle.
Wait a second. It's all because of that blood transfusion, isn't it?
I'm sorry, lad. Our blood contains a catalyst that gradually transforms human tissue. Your body will be undergoing some changes. You already have superhuman strength, and as time goes on, you'll acquire other abilities as well. That's why I had you and Jude transferred to our unit.
This can't be real! Please tell me I'm not becoming a werewolf!
Why'd you think Gallant transferred you to the unit, mate? Don't worry, Cynthia and I went through the same thing. It takes a bit getting used to, but you'll be fine.
I'm not human anymore. I'm a monster.
Don't say that.
Cordelia,
Lieutenant Colonel Gallant, Lieutenant Miller, Major Gaunt. You think they're all monsters, do you? Well, what about me and Cynthia, then? Yes, we're different from regular humans. We have powers they don't. But that doesn't make us monsters. We can use those powers to make a difference in this war.
I'm sorry,
If you lads want to leave, I can arrange it. I won't force you to stay. I only brought you along so you'd understand the changes your body's going through.
Sir, I'm grateful you saved my life. Really, I am. But I think I need some time to decide what I want to do. I should talk things over with Jude, too.
That will be fine. Take a leave of absence and think it over. This is a decision you will need to reach on your own, though. No one can make it for you.
Right, well, I'm off too. Something tells me the Needle won't be waiting for us in that hotel room of his when we get there.
Very well. Good luck to you both, then.
Okay, so everyone, well, almost everyone has a special skill. But before that, let's check out what new skill we just got. Precision grants the chance of landing a critical hit, dealing double damage. I'll put it on for now, but I don't use this one much personally. So, you see now everyone has MS attacks now. These are their special skills. Cordelia uses fire. from this point on, she's going to be the most valuable, or one of the most valuable members of your team. She has pretty good range with the fire attacks, and they do quite a lot of damage. They're very effective against bosses. One thing to note about MS attacks, you can only use them if you don't move. Once you move, you can't use it. Same goes for the enemy. James and Keith are both werewolves, as you saw earlier. They have boosted stats, very good against bosses, and taking fire. But before I use them as wolves, before I transform them to werewolves, I usually keep them as bazooka users. To take out the main emphasis on taking out tanks. Let's see, Frank's first ability is to raise defense for himself, and I think anyone within range of his ability. When Frank gets to a certain level, he gets a very useful offensive ability. It's like a huge hand just comes down, slams down to the ground. It'll be really useful later, but it's much too early to get that right now. Cynthia is... all her special attacks are sniper related attacks. So she's the best for long range. It does pretty good damage. Herbert is the one you never want to die. He is the only person in this entire game that can revive people. I think starting from this mission on, certain people you can finish the mission even if they die. Herbert, Cynthia, Frank, and Keith. From now on, they can die in battle without it being a game over. However, if you leave one of them to die and finish the mission, you will be guaranteed to not get the good ending. But the same still applies for James. For James, Cordelia, Numanium, and Jude, who isn't here for some reason. They still have to stay alive, or else it's game over. But for these four, or at least these three, I'm gonna start using them as decoys, since they can die without a game over. Even if they die, I can just have Herbert revive them before the mission's over. But Herbert must never, ever die. If he dies, no one can revive him, and he can't revive anyone else. He's very important to have stay back. He's one of the most useful members. Later he'll get better abilities that will allow you to heal your teammates. He's a very useful character. Umanium has a pretty good variety of skills. Right now his first one is just using his claws. It's like a claw-like attack that does decent damage. But later he'll get abilities where you need specific weapons to use them. Once he gets the one that requires a sword to use, that's the one I'll be using a lot of. It does pretty good damage and can even do some damage, or a good amount, well, not that much, but partial damage to tanks too. Jude isn't here, but Jude is a normal human, so he has nothing, so he is useless. Well, that's a brief rundown of these characters. We'll have some new recruits soon, and I'll explain their abilities when we get them. Well, these two recruits are normal humans, so they don't have anything. But I will also be using them as decoys to draw enemy fire. Let's quickly check out the supply depot. Another sniper rifle. Excellent. Take that. Anti-tank mine. Good against tanks, but very hard to get the tank to... Well, I guess you could use yourself as the decoy to set it up in front of you, so when the tank tries to run you over, you know, hit this instead. Never tried it. A bit risky, so I'm not gonna use it. Okay, there's reserve ammo 4 now. Excellent. Water restores 20 ms. Eye drops. Well, it looks like that's it. And that's it for this mission. Next time we meet again, we'll move on to the next mission. See you.